Bonjour tout le monde. Je m'appelle Donnie Wanders et aujourd'hui, je suis allée à l'Anse de Tabatière au Parc national du Fjord du Saguenay. And yes, I was reading that. This trail, I think, is a very short trail. It said in the visitor's guide that it's one of the great lookoffs that's accessible by car, and the woman at the gatehouse said that it's about a 500-meter loop. So I've come here this evening because I'm hoping to maybe catch a nice sunset. So it's about half an hour before sunset now, and hoping that I'll get some really nice views. It's quite overcast. It was raining earlier. So yeah, hopefully. And even if I don't catch, a very colorful sunset, I'm sure it'll be a lovely view. I'm just passing here to my right a power tower as I march up this hill. No shortage of hills in Saguenay Fjord National Park. Just a few dozen meters into the walk and I've come to my first lookoff. Wow. Holy smokes. Okay, the beauty of this place is unreal. But another thing that I find really interesting here are the power lines that droop way down, almost to the water. I'm not sure that you can see it. It is quite difficult to see even in real life. But they span from up there. And it looks like they're almost touching the water. I'm sure they're not. Stopped at another lookoff, just a few meters down from that first one, and just marveling at the scenery, of course. One thing that I find so fascinating about this fjord is that it's actually tidal, so it's pretty far inland, but it's off the off the St. Lawrence River. And it is a freshwater and saltwater body, so I guess it's a brackish water body. But what's really, really cool about this place is that because saltwater is denser than freshwater, it's almost like there's two rivers in this part of this river system. So here in the Saguenay and a little bit further east of here, where it joins up with the St. Lawrence, there's a saltwater current that is flows on the bottom layer, and then there's a thin layer of fresh water on top of it. And it's so fascinating to me because it's like two rivers stacked on top of each other, which means that there are two different ecosystems kind of mixing together. So people have told me that when you fish here, if you want to catch freshwater species, you cast your line so that it only goes down, so many meters. And if you want to catch saltwater fish, you can do that as well by just casting your line deeper. So that is so incredible to me. Look at these gnarly tree roots. Just hanging on to the littlest bit of soil on this rock. I wonder how old those trees are. I bet they're really old, even though they're not very big. They're pretty spindly. I'm beginning to realize that this trail is less of a trail and more of just a series of lookoffs. I'm going to piece my way carefully down this very steep rock. It's grippy rock, it's not very slippery. Holy smokes. I'm keeping my eyes peeled for belugas because they live in this river. And I have seen them here before. When I was here in 2017 on the Canada C3 expedition, we sailed up here and saw dozens and dozens of belugas. I don't see any this evening. I'm also not overly eagle-eyed at that distance. I'm really glad that I came here tonight. This part of the park is about a 35-minute drive from where I'm camping. So I did a hike earlier today, and then it started to rain, but I was going to do another hike closer to the campground that I'm staying in. But because of the rain, that kind of changed my plans a little bit, but I didn't want to just hang around camp all night, especially if it was going to rain. So I had a look at the visitor's guide and headed here, which is one of probably the closest adjacent areas of the park. This national park, like many other national parks, is huge. So this one is spread out over several sectors all up and down the fjord, and they're not completely connected. So there's the area where I'm staying is on the Bay of Eternity, or Eternity Bay, Bay Eternité. Excuse my horrendous English accent en français. And this sector, I think, is relatively small, and I'm not sure what else there is to do here because it is a little bit far from where I'm staying. I wasn't really planning on doing too much in this sector, but I'm really glad that the rains came a little bit earlier and forced me to get creative with my planning, because this is really spectacular. It is just one small loop from the parking area, which is just up here, and then a few look-offs along the fjord, and then a small loop through the forest that takes you back here where I am now, almost to where I started. So that's a very quick little walk through one very small section of Saguenay Fjord National Park. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. The sun, I think, has just gone down. Not as spectacular a sunset as I had hoped, which sometimes you get when there's these low-hanging clouds, but still absolutely spectacular scenery. So thank you for watching, and Donnie Wanders. We'll see you in the next one.